Udon Sharp, right? That the script runs off and it moves the sun, and obviously I have all the controllers and stuff linked to it. That panel is going down. I had a look at setting it to an NTP time server. I don't know. It just didn't fucking want to work like at all. It just resets the sun every time. Boom, right in the and right at 12, but also right above. Like everything, all the shadows pointing straight down. Regardless of the fact that I have an example script that works, that sets it to that NTP time server. I don't know. Another thing that I'm a little bit afraid of is if you do this stupid thing of making it update the code like every second or every 5 seconds or anything like that, if the sun moves at literally the speed of day, you won't really notice it. You will maybe see little pops of movement in the shadow when it's like really grow to the ground and you have a very long shadow that is actually getting heavily effective. You might see like a pop a pixel every 5 seconds. But if you do look at the shadows as is, it's so blurry that even the trees moving, it kind of does move around pixels like that because of the resolution of the map. But my issue with that is then you don't have like this default batch profile that you work on. Then the frames do this the whole time, and I don't like that because every you have your default batch size, which basically is all your draw calls for your processor and all these things, amongst other things like VR input and crazy, all the sorts of things that your processor is doing. But then you also have this overhead that happens like every second or 5 seconds that is like an additional batch, which is just like boom, a lot of data, boom, a lot of data, boom. And that to me is worse than like having it real time but shit, you know? Because that is like, that gives that immense laggy feeling sometimes. I don't know. I've seen it, and I'm not too happy about stuff that works that way. But yeah, it's a pretty it's a pretty beach-like vibe. It's pretty deliberate, actually. I mean, look at the trees here. And for anybody that thinks, oh no, is your trees optimized? What type of objects did you use? What type of anything did you... Where's this fucking camera? Oh, it's right behind this thing. Here it is. I mean... If you look at this tree from this angle, it might look, oh, that's pretty high quality. But just like anything in video games, although like I said, poly count is not really that important. So weird because it's looking at me now. No, it is basically just a square. At the base, it's kind of round. So it turns from round, like the square. Just to make it not look like a square on the ground. That's actually pretty smart. Like some optimization trick that the guy did there. And the leaves are pretty low res as well. Not really high res leaves. But they do have wind zones attached to them, so they move. But not those ones. Those ones are static, and the colliders are removed. So as you can see, I'm trying to crank every frame out of it that I possibly can, and that's decent-ish. I don't know, maybe there was this time when I went to VR chat. Guys, since I updated to Windows 11, fucking hell, VR chat specifically, actually, not VR necessarily. Most games that is optimized for VR that is out today, like Half-Life Alyx and those type of things, were pretty decent by the time I purchased my computer. And what I mean is by pretty decent is that they've heavily optimized. It's also not a multiplayer game. There's also not all this full body stuff. Well, the body being rendered. This is all custom. And I'm not fucking Valve. They have tricks and techniques that they use to make things better. But the one big thing is also, if I had to make this world not a real-time sun, oh man, I would easy crank out like fucking 144 frames per second on the Valve. Easy, no big deal. And the reason for it is because it doesn't have all that crap and all the lighting changes, and it doesn't. You can just bake a light map in, boom. Bake the shadows in. Yeah, sure, you're gonna have to use a mix light if you do want a shadow in the world. You know. What else was there? Oh yeah, but the video player does work, by the way. Fucking tongue sticking out because I clicked the button. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. This is fucking crazy, actually. When it's on, let me just get a video. So, DJ uses BDJ or Ableton Live or whatever. Sorry, I'm just browsing through the menus here. And come on.
Join Discovery Insure and get car insurance with no excess for theft or weather claims.
Fucking ad. Come on. Come on. Okay. Copy from YouTube so that I can paste it in my video player. Paste. Yeah, and the post-processing makes things pretty bright, so just be careful about that. So DJ uses Ableton Live, fucking Tractor or whatever, and that he will use like on and they already do that. They would use like OVR Toolkit or some shit like that. They play their music. They can even have a real mixer, or they can not even be in VR, but whatever. Avatar stands here. There's just some shit here for the idea, and then they get a visual experience. But the visual experience is not in worldable. So a lot of DJs will like pass through their audio output through like Winamp or some application that does like visualization. Winamp has two default ones that come with it. Why's my mouth opening like that when I do that? Holy crap, that doesn't look right. Yeah, it's the Shiba. There's two default visualizers. One is called Milk Drop, and the other one is AVS, which is heavily CPU intensive if you do anything of good quality, but you can create your own stuff in it, which is a good idea. And then I can also swap from one to the other one, keep it low res, because you don't want to be too much higher than the pixel resolution on this, right? Otherwise you're just wasting whatever. And then then basically their music gets streamed in the format of a video stream, so it's always on sync and stuff. And that's playing. It's not playing the audio as a separate component to the visuals. It's a video. And you can have audio link on the map that kind of listens to the local audio that the user is receiving. We're going to put on some lights, but just a few. and then have the audio link control the lights randomly and coloring it maybe according to the default colors on the screen. That's the one thing. That's the one type of setup. The second type of setup is in plan, and it's a really tricky one. This one only a few people will manage to do, because the first problem with it is you're probably going to need to DJ with a digital audio workstation like Ableton Live, or I would prefer that one because it is actually more of a live performer than something like Cubase. And what they do is you can control another application like Touch Designer. I'm gonna build a template for it, but not the visuals in the template. You have to build the visuals yourself. And unfortunately, unlike Winamp, there's really no great audio prefabs built yet for it. But to give you an idea, this is what deadmau5 does. He has like a mixer, he has whatever digital audio workstation he plays live with, and they send like OSC or MIDI data to like a renderer machine. It runs Touch Designer, and this template that he has set up is actually like a digital version of his stage, so he can render things per pixel basically perfect, despite the fact that they're actually showing at an angle on that thing that he's on. So it's pretty cool to have it like that. How to get that data into the lights? Yeah, then it gets tricky. So yet again, that's why I need to create a template, because it actually shifts the whole screen to the left, and then the right hand side, there's a little tool with the light kit that I have that basically encodes like MIDI data into a pixel, for example, like a little block, make it brighter and darker. And because it's on video, the world can read off that pixel. Probably not the most performant thing, by the way. We call it ArtNet. What happens is you force the graphics card to talk back to the processor, which, yeah, you don't want too many of that going on. But anyway, that's why I say it needs to be optimized before we even try any of this shit. And then you can control it with, like, let's say you have a track in Ableton and I want the lights to turn on and off on the beat. I can make it perfect. I don't have to rely on beat detection software that is like crappy as well. What is the other? Moving the lights back and forth, making a laser collapse, expand, or whatever. All that stuff can be done within Ableton Live's automation lanes, MIDI control. So you hit notes and say, this note is that light, this note is that light, this is the colors, with like OSC, or sorry, not OSC, automation lanes. But yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty something. That's what we're looking into. I have all the tools, I have it all set up and whatnot. I'm still just busy with it. I haven't gotten a single moment to do that because I'm not gonna lie, that is probably gonna take me quite a while. But if you just get one out, right, then it's more of a process of, okay, make another one and make another one. If you have the template and stuff done and you get the track that works like that, then now a lot of people would say, yeah, but the problem is, as you see, that means that you're not really DJing live. Well, you technically are. I can cut and swipe a track however I want. The thing is, it's just like my set pack needs to be all predefined with the light show at least. you know? Okay, anyway, that was a hell of a lot of information for... Yeah, it's really flashy. Look at the reflection. And that's why the reflection probes look the way that they do. And don't think that the pixels are just bullshit. They actually really look good. Yeah, this is quite a dark area when it's nighttime for this very particular reason. If I go here, zoop, the light probes obviously kick in. Good thing that they're working. not that dark anymore, but there's still supposed to be reflections in my sunglasses and on me, not so much on the fur, because it's not supposed to be that reflective. But close enough it is. As you can see on my cheek, yeah. Maybe it's a little bit too rough. That's trippy, man. It's so... In VR, this is gonna give people epileptic seizures. Early said this is so bright.